Hi, Dr. Tracy Tyson, board certified general pediatrician, and I follow The Atlantic, which I think is a really great newspaper, and they have good articles. They're usually very well researched, but I have a huge problem with their current Facebook title that they use to describe their newest article. And here it is: pediatricians are rapidly losing incentives to offer vaccines. Now, if you go through the paywall, because I'm a subscriber, and you read it, it is a play on words where RFK Jr. said that pediatricians were incentivized and bonused in order to give vaccinations. Therefore, we were not going to pay attention to any new evidence that came out. Everyone knows that is not true. We have been screaming it from the rooftops. And so this article is a play on what are the incentives to give vaccinations and how is that really difficult for pediatricians right now. The federal government has stated that if pediatricians are giving vaccinations, that it is medical malpractice. The federal government also wanted to have a different vaccination schedule than the American Association of Pediatrics and the American Medical Association. So pediatricians are left in the lurch with how are we protected ourselves, but also making sure that we are following our oath, which is to protect children. How do we manage both of those? There's also the rhetoric of well visits are going down because families are being told not to go in so that they don't get pushed to do vaccinations. So there's the talk of, should we not have vaccinations be part of the well visits anymore? Should that be a totally separate visit? We know that's wrong. We know that leads to decreased vaccination rates overall, which is why we don't do it. But there's all these discussions about how difficult it is right now to be an evidence-based pediatrician in the United States. It's very well written, it's very well thought through, but if you read the comments, I commented myself, but if you read the comments, there's so many comments about, pediatricians shouldn't mind if parents have a lot of questions. How dare they worry about their own incentives? I can't believe they're not going to be offering vaccinations anymore. Just really, really awful, nasty, untrue rhetoric based on this title of this article, because a lot of people don't have the ability to read the actual article itself because there's a paywall. So here's my issue with online information. If you just see this headline, then you come away with this with a very negative feeling towards pediatricians, that we're sitting around and worried about our financial incentives when it comes to vaccinations. Yet the real truth of this is pediatricians are leaving the field because they are afraid that they can no longer uphold their oath that they took to protect your children and do that safely in the United States. So if pediatricians are leaving the field, that is why, not because there's anything sinister going on or because we are just worried about incentives. So please be careful what you read online, pay attention. If you see something like this, even from a reputable place, call it out, comment on it, say something about it. I did here. I've even written an email to the Atlantic to ask them to change this as a pediatrician, and I hope more people do that as well. So if you have any questions about this article or just in general what's going on in the pediatric world, I have a live on Thursday, and I'm happy to talk more about it where it's easier to answer questions back and forth. Take care.